time for what, Leah?
Another great debate. We love these.
Oh, they're so fun, and we have a juicy one
We do.
today. Maybe you saw it on our Facebook. We got the idea from our dear friend Tamron Hall, who she airs right before CoastLife, her show. But you go on a date. It's not the best, but you paid for dinner.
Happens.
You're like, honestly, that date wasn't worth my time. Do you request a refund? Do you request a refund after a bad date? That is the great debate. What do you think? If you had to pick.
No.
Good point.
No.
No.
You don't ask for a refund after a bad date. I think sometimes bad dates are really good character building.
Sure.
You know that they're going to be out there and you're not going to vibe with everybody, and that's okay. And it's not a waste of your time. You learned, okay, that's not the kind of person I'm interested in. Or maybe it was a nice date and it just wasn't magical. There were no sparks. There was no chemistry. I feel like I've gone on plenty of dates that weren't bad.
Yeah.
But they weren't magical. They weren't great. They weren't like, oh, wow, this is the best. Like this guy might be the one. There were plenty of ones that you were like, this is a cool person. Thought we would meet up, and then it was like on the date, it was just kind of weird.
Because that's why you go on a date.
Exactly.
To see, I'm going to go with I'm just going to go traditionally wise here. Like, let's say a man takes the girl on the date and he pays, and I don't know, he didn't like her. Don't request a refund because what did you think was going to happen on the date?
I mean, I guess if it's like the world's worst date and like the person you asked out is rude. They're rude to the server. They're rude to you. They order the most expensive thing and then they're really rude about it. Like, I guess under those circumstances, maybe.
The only thing with that is, I think, let's say, because remember we had a few months ago that girl who ordered like $300 worth of oysters or something crazy.
Yes.
If you're on a date like that, I think at that point you say, hey, this isn't working. So because I don't want to lead you on, I don't want this to be a date anymore, we're going to split the bill. I'm going to pay for my stuff, you pay for yours. That way, you should always go to a date prepared to pay.
Oh, gosh,
I don't care what you're expecting. Always go prepared to pay. You never know. But yeah, I think at that point, you don't refund after the fact.
Yeah.
Tell them while you're there. This isn't working.
I agree with that. And I think this is a fairly new thing that's popped up on social media. I think Gen Z tends to be, and probably even the younger end of millennials, I think that we took the charge in this sort of mindset of like very one-for-one friendships where there's not a lot of things that people do for their friends for free anymore. And then they're like, why don't I have any friends? And you're like, because a friendship doesn't have to be an exchange like that.
First of all, if you ask me for a refund, you are not getting it.
No, I think it's tacky and I think it's rude. I think, you know, if you agreed to pay for the bill on the date.
Exactly.
Then that's kind of on you.
Start talking about it when you get there.
Talk about it when you get there.
Come prepared. Don't order more than you can afford for yourself.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if you're like, this isn't working, hey, this was fun, but I think I told you before when we were talking about who pays, I was like, if you split the bill, for me, that's a sign of like, especially on like a first date, of like, we're friends. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're now friends. There you go. We've solved all your dating problems for you.
All of them.
Yep.
With this one debate.
Well, I know, right? What I'm curious, though, really quick, before we go to commercial, is some of you voted. We have our poll on CoastLife. Some of you, a small percentage, voted yes, you can ask for a refund. Please email us or message us and tell us why you think that is, because maybe you have a good point.
Yep.
But you didn't comment and tell us, so now we don't know what your side is.
Yeah. I say no unless there's a very good exception.
Yeah.
But it's
unless you find out after the. Ooh, okay, like if you go on a date and you find out he's married. And you paid, that's like, oh, I found out after the fact, you better send me my money back.
You're right, all right. There are definitely some circumstances where I'd be like, okay,
fine.
Generally speaking, no.
You got us on that one scenario.
No.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
All right, carry on.
We do know you're gonna enjoy some more CoastLife. That's what's coming your way when we get back.